All right, so 32 years ago, we got the black classic film House Party with your boy Kid and Play. Pretty much by everyone in the community, this film is beloved. But now we have a remake. How did it turn out? Well, let's talk about it. My name is Brandon Keith Avery, and this is just my opinion. Hey, what's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Just My Opinion for my House Party movie review. And if this is your first time finding me and you happen to like the video, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. So we're here, guys, House Party Remake 2023, coming in at 1 hour and 40 minutes, and it is rated R. And I will be honest with you guys, my expectations for this film was very low. I did react to the trailer when it came out a couple of months ago, and it just didn't grab me. It just didn't seem like it had the right amount of flair to it to live up to the classic from 32 years ago. But, you know, sometimes you can be surprised, and so I said I will be going into this with, you know, open eyes, open heart, all that good stuff. Now, this is being directed by Mr. Calmatic. I've never heard of him before, but if we scroll down just a little bit to look at his filmography, this is his directorial debut. He has never directed anything before on a full-length feature other than a number of music videos, as we can see here, Khaled, Lil Nas X, Pharrell, and all of that good stuff. If you're familiar with this work, please let me know down in the comment section below. And also, I want to let you know that myself and Tyra did do a rewatch of the original 1990 film House Party with Kid and Play. That will be debuting on my channel January 13th, Friday of 2023. We did have a lot of fun recapping the original film and anticipation for this new remake. So if you want to check it out, please subscribe to my channel as well as hers. Give us a thumbs up because we will both really appreciate it. And also, I was able to speak with some of the cast for this House Party remake with AFCA, the African American Film Critics Association, Jacob Lattimore, Tosin Cole, Rodamy, and DC Youngfly. So if you want to check out that conversation, you can. There's links to that in the description and the pinned comments of this video as well. But before I get into all the nitty gritty, before I talk about all my likes and dislikes, let me tell you exactly what this film is all about. From New Line Cinema comes your VIP ticket into the hottest event of the year, House Party, the remake to the fan favorite 90s classic. Aspiring couple promoters and best buds Damon, Tosin Cole, and Kevin, Jacob Lattimore, are barely keeping things together. Out of money, down on their luck, and about to lose the roof over their heads, and freshly fired from their low-lift jobs as house cleaners, the pair needs a huge windfall to make their problems go away. In a what-the-hell move, they decide to host a party of the year at an exclusive mansion, the site of their latest cleaning job, which just happens to belong to none other than LeBron James. No permission, no problem. What could go wrong? All right, the first thing that I liked about this film are the cameos, and that is to be expected. This is a remake from the 1990 classic film, and pretty much any remake that comes out in modern times today, there is going to be callbacks to the original film, and they do that in this film, and they do a great job. Now, I will say, if you have not seen the trailers for this remake, I strongly suggest you do not see them. I did react to it before I saw the movie, and I was still surprised by some of the cameos. And the reason why I say surprised is when I was preparing for this review and the roundtable interview, I did rewatch the trailer and saw that they did give out a number of cameos in the trailers. So if you want the best experience possible, I suggest you not look at the trailers. That way things can be somewhat of a surprise for you. The next thing that I liked about this film are two of the main leads. We have Kevin, played by Jacob Lattimore, and we also have Venus, being played by Karen Obellum. I've never heard of the sister before, but she was very nice and charming in this film. They had a cute little relationship together, herself, Venus, and Kevin, and I wanted them to make it. Whether it was a romantic couple, they had something going on in the past, or they were just really, really good friends, I really did like the chemistry that they had on screen. Now, when it comes to Kevin, I liked him the most out of the whole movie. I was able to relate to him just a bit more. He really doesn't seem to be reaching his full potential, and I've been there before, so I was able to resonate with his character a bit there. He seems like he is a bit responsible, knows that he does need to step it up in life. He just needs to do it. And that can be the position of a lot of us existing in the world today. When it comes to this sister right here, Karen Oberlum, and I apologize if I'm not pronouncing your name correctly, she is new to me, but I liked everything about her in this film as well and loved her energy. And as I'm looking at her IMDb now, I do remember her from Resort to Love. That was a decent film that was on Netflix, I believe. And I don't remember her in Medal of Honor, but she is on my radar. She was also in Insecure, it looks like, but I will say she did a great job in this film. She was a pleasant addition to this movie. Well, guys, that's going to conclude everything that I did like about this film. Now let me transition to some things that really didn't work for me. And guys, I don't want to waste your time, and I'm not trying to sound like a jerk, but I have to be honest, but I really did not enjoy this movie at all, other than the things that I just listed. It is being described as a comedy, but it is just not funny at all. I laughed once and I chuckled once. One joke I don't even remember right now, but another joke that I laughed at towards the end of the film, someone said someone had elephantitis, and I kind of chuckled there. But other than that, guys, I did not laugh in this movie at all. And when it comes to the characters, I was able to resonate with Jacob Lattimore just a little bit, but not that much. It doesn't hold a candle to the original film. Seeing Kid waking up in his bed in his pajamas, going downstairs because his dad is yelling at him to eat breakfast, and then he goes in his room and sees that his dad is asleep in bed. That right there to open up the original House Party remake was just really pure and genuine, and just kind of show their relationship between father and son, with the father being a widow. And that performance was led by Mr. Robin Harris. Rest in peace, sir. Rest in peace. We do miss you. There is nothing like that in this film whatsoever, not even close, and that's a shame. Also, one of the main motivating factors for Kevin's role in this movie is him trying to go out of the way to get finances for his daughter. But the relationship between him and his daughter is barely there as well. It's kind of non-existent. It's not the same as it was in the original House Party between Kid and his father, played by Robin Harris. It's more of an afterthought and then addressed at the end of the film. And I kind of wish they would have just leaned on that story point a little bit more in this remake. And a number of portions in this film where they're trying to be funny, it's not. It just comes off as extremely cringeworthy and awkward. One example is their adaptation of Full Force. If you don't remember them, they had Pee Wee, Stab, and Zilla. They have their own incarnation of that in this remake, and my goodness gracious, it falls completely flat. Now, when you're watching the outtakes of this movie, you can tell that the cast did have a very fun time making these scenes, making this movie, but it just did not translate over on film well, and it just came across very corny to me. Rodney was a part of this group, and I do like him as an actor. I think he is very, very talented, and he popped up on my radar in one of the past seasons of Power, and I think he's a phenomenal actor, just to be honest with you. So when I knew that he was a part of this film, that did get me a bit excited, and it is quite different than anything that I've seen him before, and especially coming from Power. But in this movie right here, it just did not work for me. I was not laughing. I see that they had fun, and I'm not trying to crap on these guys, but it just did not come across well. I was able to speak to him in the roundtable with Africa and ask him about this character specifically. So if you want to check that out, you can. Link in the description and the pinned comments. But again, it just didn't work for me, unfortunately. And again, I'm not trying to be ugly, but we had three main characters in this film. We had Venus, the sister, Kevin, played by Jacob Lattimore. I like both of those characters. I did. They were fine in this movie. I think they did a decent job. 2 thumbs up. But the third character, Damon, played by Tosin Cole, my goodness gracious, I could not stand his character at all. I have never been this annoyed in such a long time, but this was cringe worthy as hell. He is the textbook definition of irresponsible. Now, to give the film credit, part of their relationship, part of their dynamic was how irresponsible Damon was, and that was addressed in the film. But still, that is just no excuse for this character being so poorly written. I don't understand. I do not see a person of his age acting and doing the things that he was doing in this film. There's just no excuse for it. If I wanted to describe his character in another way, just take someone that wants to down a whole bottle of Everclear, put a blindfold on, and just spin around like a Tasmanian devil with their arms out. Then they get upset with you for the mess that they caused. It just doesn't make any sense. Exactly. I know. That is how I would like to describe his character. That's how he was moving about in this film. And it was very, very annoying. I did not like it. And again, this idea that they want to throw a party at LeBron James' house, of course, that is moronic. Nobody would do anything like that. In the original House Party remake, it's relatable. Everybody wants to go to a house party. Everybody wants to have sex and lose their virginity and all of that good stuff. Everybody's been in high school. Everybody can relate to that in some degree. You cannot relate to pretty much anything in this movie, and that's just another reason why it just doesn't work. And even though it is addressed on how bad of an idea this is to throw this party, still, I am so irritated with the way some of the characters were acting, the way Damon was acting, the way that this new version of Full Force was acting, the way that everybody was acting in this movie or reacting was just, it really made my skin crawl. And the biggest sin of this film, guys, other than me really not liking Damon's character played by Tyson Cole, and my brother, I know you was doing a great job as Medgar Evers in the Till movie that I praised last year. So I know you're a great actor. I just wasn't feeling you in this movie. But besides your character, I would have been ready to say that, okay, hey, I really didn't like this movie, but it was decent. It was an okay film. It was a worthy effort for a first-time director. However, what they did with the last 30 minutes of this movie, wow, I just don't understand the creative decisions that went on there. It did not work at all. They tried to take a break from the house party, and it was pretty much the worst creative decision I've ever come across, to be honest with you. This was so uncomfortably bad, it really may give you a headache. I don't understand why they did this. I mean, I was able to do a little research, and they're trying to interpret what people think about Hollywood and what a character in this film, I don't want to spoil anything for you, was accused of allegedly, and they're kind of making fun of that. But even if that's a true thing in real life, you have to execute it the right way, and I don't think they did at all. I mean, this film may have passed barely, but the last 30 minutes was a travesty, and I'm so sorry to say that because I don't mean to crap on everybody that was a part of this film. It just really wasn't good, and I have to be honest. Again, I was able to speak with Jacob Lattimore and Tyson Cole about this, so if you want to see that interview, links is in the description and the pinned comments, but yeah, it just not much work for me in this film at all, and it's really unfortunate. Guys, I will go ahead and give my rating for this movie at the very end, but for now, that is just my opinion, and I want to thank you so much for tuning in. If you did enjoy this video, please go ahead and give me the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Help me reach my next milestone of 50,000 subscribers. If you do subscribe to my channel, you're going to get movie reviews, spoiler movie reviews, series reviews, a weekly movie news roundup show, trailer reactions, Black Panther stuff, also just some other fresh out of theater reactions, interviews as well. Again, me and Tyra with Reviewz TV, we did review the original House Party film that came out in 1990, so if you want to go check that out, you can. And also, by the time you see this video, I will have my interviews up from the roundtable speaking with Rodney Disa Youngfly, Tyson Cole, and also Jacob Lattimore. But guys, also check out my top 10 most anticipated films of 2023 and also everything else that I have on my channel as well, like my plane review. But if I had to rate this House Party remake 2023 out of a 1 out of 10, I would give it a 3.5 out of 10. Yes, a 3.5 out of 10. I mean, I don't mean to just crap on everybody involved in this film, but it just didn't work, unfortunately, and I have to be honest. But guys, again, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. And before you go, don't forget that my name is Brandon Keith Avery. And that's just my opinion. Peace.